Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Maize Man. Before we get started, you know the drill. Hit that like button, share this with your friends on social media, and be sure to subscribe. Today, I'll give you a quick synopsis of the spring game and some recruiting tidbits out of the spring game and Michigan making a move with some major players on the recruiting trail, all that, and of course.
I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans, poor little girl them. And I'ma tell them where I'm at. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset.
Have you ever asked yourself, why am I paying so much for cell phone service? I'm sure you have. I know I have. And I have a solution for you in the form of Mint Mobile. Use the description in the video here. Check out Mint Mobile's plans. You can get unlimited service for as low as $15 a month. That is not a gimmick. Trust me. Stay angry. First things first, a few takeaways from the spring game. I know I didn't get a chance to talk about it immediately after the game. Obviously, Davis Warren looked good, right? Let's start there. Davis Warren threw the only touchdown passes in the game. One long one to Kendrick Bell, the brother of Ronnie Bell, of course, now playing for the San Francisco 49ers. Another one, a short pass, a slant to Frederick Moore that Moore took to the house. The only two touchdown passes of the game. That said, I thought Alex Orji looked good in his own right. He completed a couple tough passes. He also ran the ball well, including the first touchdown, which was for Team Blue, their only touchdown, ending up being, and he ran the ball well there. He completed a couple other passes, like I said, a couple tough passes, and overall, he had a good accounting of himself. The surprise at quarterback position, at least for me, was Jaden Denegal, as he did not perform, at least up to the lofty standards that I had set for him. In fact, if you remember, before spring practices started, I was really high on Jaden Denegal. In fact, thought that he could win the starting quarterback job based on what I saw from him last year in game, in the short, in the limited snaps that he received in game a season ago in cleanup time. But I was less than impressed. He did complete one kind of out route over two defenders and in between another. But that was his best throw by far. He threw what would have been two interceptions. One of them counted, and luckily for him, the offense turned defense was able to strip that ball away from, I forget who intercepted it now, but yeah, so Jaden Denegal didn't look the greatest. Jaden Davis, he had the fewest amount of snaps, but in his few snaps, he showed me a couple things. He took a sack or two, maybe. I know he took one. He had another play where, the coverage was pretty decent. He rolled out to the right, tried to thread one to O'Leary over Jair Hill. O'Leary had two hands on it, but ultimately Jair Hill made a good defensive play and knocking it out of his hand. But that was like his highlight, if you will, for Jaden Davis. So I think it really comes down to who you like more, or Davis Warren, or Alex Orji. Alex Orji, of course, has the dual threat ability. That's something that defenses are going to have to account for. And if you know football, you know it's a numbers game. And having that number, the quarterback being able to run the football, is very dangerous. So I'll hold my thoughts on it right now on who gets that starting position. Maybe on another video we'll discuss that. Obviously, we didn't get to see Tuttle at all as he's recovering from an injury. Let me know in the comment section who you guys think performed the best in the spring game out of the quarterbacks, who you think should be Michigan's QB1 going forward. As far as the defense goes, the defense looks amazing. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The defense still looks stout. I will say Donovan Edwards ran the ball, I think, 2 or 3 times and each time he looked good. I think he got big chunks every time. So there's that. But again, the defense looks amazing. Cole Sullivan blew up Amir Herring. Cole Sullivan, a 200 some odd pound linebacker. Amir Herring, a near 300, if not 300 pound offensive lineman. Sophomore, but I think the defense looks great. Also, Zeke Berry looks like a player. I was seeing his name or seeing him flash on the screen a lot during the snaps that he was in. Jair Hill looks like a decent player, as well as Darren Waller. Those three guys in the secondary look like players. Darren Waller, by the way, is who intercepted Jaden Denegal but had it stripped. But yeah, so that's my take on it so far. Just a quick synopsis of it. Anyway, the Maize ended up winning 17-7. You all know that. We move on. Let's kick off the recruiting news with a new crystal ball in Michigan's favor for Nathaniel Marshall. Marshall, a 4-star defensive lineman out of Oak Park, Illinois, Fenwick High School in the 2025 class. He is rated the 73rd rated player nationally, the number 11 defensive lineman, and the second best player in the state of Illinois, according to 24/7. But 24/7 Composite has him as the 35th ranked player nationally, the number 4 defensive lineman, and the top ranked player out of the state of Illinois. Coming out of the spring game, he was beaming with praise for Michigan. So this is a great look for Michigan if they're able to land him. Of course, the well has been kind of dry in terms of getting commitments, at least, top tier commitments for the Wolverines right now. But this one will go a long way, as this guy is right there on the precipice of being a 5-star, according to the Composite. There are only 32 5-stars given out, and he's ranked right at number 35. So by the end of it, he could be a 5-star recruit. Not that it matters much on whether he's a 4 or 5-star. We know Michigan is going to do what Michigan does and turn him into an absolute beast on the field, and that's all that really matters. Moving right along, another spring game visitor that received another crystal ball is Avery Gatch, the offensive tackle prospect out of Franklin, Michigan, Wiley E. Groves High School. Gatch, we've talked about several times here on the channel, a nasty offensive lineman, very powerful, and blocks until that final whistle. He is ranked the number 196 recruit in the nation, the 13th overall interior offensive lineman, and the number 2 prospect in the state of Michigan. He is a 6'5", 275 pounder, and coming out of the visit, Bryce Marriage of 24/7 felt confident enough to log a crystal ball in his favor. I think that makes 3 crystal balls for Gatch, starting with Alan True, I believe, who logged the first one. Maybe Sam Webb logged one as well. So very positive for Michigan football in the Avery Gatch department. He is a Michigan State legacy player, but right now all the motion is in favor of the Wolverines, and hopefully they keep it that way. Moving on, another visitor that Michigan fans should be familiar with is Iverson Howard, the running back out of Gaithersburg, Maryland, Quince Orchard High School. He is rated the 387th player nationally, the number 32 running back in the country, and the 9th ranked player in the state of Maryland, a 4-star prospect, 5'10", 195 pounds. He has been very high on the Wolverines from the jump, and this time he got to build a relationship with Tony Alford while on campus for the spring game. Talking about Alford, he said that he's a straight shooter, basically, and that he told him that he was an elite back and that they would love to keep building that relationship, which is great news. He also got to catch up with Blake Corum, who he already had a relationship, being that both of them played high school football in the state of Maryland, and Donovan Edwards, who told him to just keep focusing on the main goal. So Iverson Howard, I think, and he also has a crystal ball to Michigan, but I'm pretty sure that in the coming weeks, he could be one of the first to commit to Michigan in the weeks coming up, because he has been steadfast in his support and praise of the University of Michigan. So we'll see what happens with that. Keep it locked on the channel for more information. A big move for the Wolverines was making the top 13 for top 100 linebacker prospect Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng out of IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. This weekend, he named the Wolverines along with 12 other schools in his top 12, which is great. He's been forming a great relationship with newly hired linebackers coach Brian Jean-Marie, which is excellent, who also has roots in South Florida, which is another plus for Michigan. Owusu-Boateng, an absolute beast at the linebacker position. His brother does play or did play for Notre Dame, so be on the lookout for that, for them as a contender, as well as the Florida schools, the Gators in particular, South Carolina, Georgia, and Miami, all players in this recruitment. But hopefully Michigan is able to make a move and move up this list and ultimately win out in this recruitment. Right now, he is ranked as the number 46 prospect in the country, the 4th ranked linebacker, and the number 6 player in the state of Florida. He is 6'2", 210 pounds, originally from Manassas, Virginia. That's right outside of D.C. there. So Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng is a name to watch out for and keep on the list of possible Michigan recruits. Obviously, Michigan making the top 13 is a big plus. That's going to wrap it up for Michigan recruiting. Be sure to follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. Tonight, I'll be live with Ryan Fravel of Week 0 on the Maize Blue and Gold show over on Week 0 on the Week 0 channel. I will also be dropping a minute with the Madman probably later tonight. I was supposed to do one last night. Things got in the way, but be on the lookout for that. And again, stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go to the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. Son. I just don't get that all that Mace and that lock and all that. I just don't get it, son,
Okay,
for real.
just calm
And how the